Welcome to Quality Fundamentals and Standards, Good Documentation Practices. Documentation practices play a critical role in international pharmacovigilance, ensuring reliable data integrity, regulatory compliance, and seamless communication within and across organizations. With the increasing complexity of global pharmacovigilance systems, GDP offers a framework for consistent and transparent documentation of safety data. Proper GDP ensures that safety-related decisions are based on accurate, complete, and traceable records. This not only facilitates compliance with stringent regulatory standards such as GXP, EMA, GVP, and ICH guidelines, but also enhances organizational efficiency and accountability during audits and inspections. Principles of good documentation practices. Accuracy. Documentation must be free from errors and truly reflect the observed information. For instance, recording adverse event descriptions verbatim to maintain original information integrity. Core principles of good documentation practices: accuracy, traceability, completeness, and consistency. All steps, actions, and decisions must be fully documented without omissions. For instance, case safety reports should include all required fields such as patient demographics, drug details, and clinical outcomes. Consistency. Documentation standards and formats must remain uniform within an organization. Example, using consistent date formats like date, month, and year across global pharmacovigilance reports. Traceability. It must be possible to trace who performed the activity, when, and why. Example, implementing version controls and audit trails in electronic systems. Some key components of GDP in pharmacovigilance. Legibility. All entries must be clear and readable, whether handwritten or digital. Example, illegible handwritten corrections on AE forms may lead to compliance observations. Documentation standards would include important parameters such as legibility, timeliness, attributability, and regulatory compliance. Documentation must be completed in real time or as soon as possible after an activity is performed. Example, recording signal evaluation decisions immediately after a signal management meeting. Attributability. Every entry must identify the individual responsible, often coupled with a timestamp. Example, electronically signed periodic safety update reports bearing reviewer information. Regulatory compliance. Documents must align with regulations such as GVP, ICH E6R2, and FDA 21 CFR Part 11. GDP requirements for paper-based versus electronic documentation. Paper-based. All handwritten entries must be indelible. Example, black ink, and errors corrected with single-line strike-throughs followed by initials and dates. Properly correcting a misspelled drug name on an AE form with attribution. Electronic systems. Ensure compliance systems with robust access controls and validated functionalities. Example, the EQMS and audit trails. Example, using secure platforms like Viva Vault for tracking post-marketing submissions. Some common GDP violations in pharmacovigilance. Incomplete documentation. Missing fields in safety reports during data entry leads to delayed regulatory submissions. Some common GDP violations include incomplete documentation, backdating, unclear amendments. The proper solution would be to use approved SOP guided practices. Backdating. Falsifying dates violates GMP and GDP compliance and undermines trust. Unclear amendments would include corrections that do not follow the GDP principles and obscure traceability. Continuous training and monitoring. Training programs. Regular training ensures staff are fully aware of GDP principles and their applications. Example, conducting quarterly workshops on regulatory documentation updates is a good process. Periodic updates. Internal and third-party audits help identify GDP lapses and improvement areas. Using metrics. Monitoring GDP adherence with key quality indicators like error rates in ICSR.